Hi guys, today we are making cards with alpha maps. My name is Jaden Willier and today I'm going to show you how to create cards with alpha maps for use in Maya. This video will go over what an alpha map is and what they are used for, how to prepare the alpha map in Photoshop, and finally how to export and create the card in Maya. Let's get started, shall we? Firstly, we will be looking at what alpha mapping is. Alpha mapping is applying a texture to a 3D generated object to create transparency. Transparency being how well you can see through an object or how opaque it is. This allows artists to create depth and volume with ease and allows further detail to be added to a model without actually modeling it. For example, artists use this process to easily generate hair and leaves. Now let's jump into Photoshop. Firstly, when dealing with transparency in Photoshop, we work in black and white. Everything in black we will not be able to see, and everything in white we will be able to see. So let's grab our hair image. We can find plenty of these on the internet by just searching hair alpha. Any of these will do. I've already found one, so let's just run with that. Jumping back into Photoshop, we need to import our image. Firstly, we go to File, up in the top left corner, then we go to Open, or since I'm using Windows, I can do Control O. Next, we just grab our image. As you can see, the image that we've imported is in black and white. This is important as it will relay the transparency information over to Maya when we import it. But first, we need to save it as the correct file. So again, we go up to File, go to Save As, and it's going to bring up the Save As window. All we need to do here is go down to Save As Type and choose either Targa or TIFF. This is going to save it as the correct file that will contain all of that transparency data. We don't need to change anything here, we just hit OK, and now that is saved. The last thing we need to do in Photoshop is get our image size information. Again, this is important for when we transfer into Maya. To do this, we need to go up to the top drop-down menus and find Image, and then go to Image Size. This will bring up the image size window. What we are looking for within here is the width and height. Take note of these and make sure it's set to pixels. For this image, it is 2048 for both. Once we have noted that, we can now jump into Maya. Once we have opened a new project in Maya, creating the card is quite simple. First, we need to create a plane, which we can do by going to the Poly Modeling menu and selecting Polygon Plane. Next, we need to adjust the size of our plane to match the image size information we gathered from Photoshop. To do this, we need to go over to the Attribute Editor and first go to Polyplane 1 and change the subdivisions down to 1. Next, we go to P-Plane 1 and we enter in the information that we gathered from Photoshop into the scale area. The information that I had gathered for the height and width was 2048 for both. We need to enter this into the X and Z axes for scale. We have to do this as a decimal. So we need to add in 2048 as a decimal, which ends up being 20.48. Now we do this for both. Now we have a plane that matches our image size, and we're ready to import that image and create the card. From here, we need to assign our image to the plane. Now that the card is made, we can make some final adjustments. We can do this by adding some cuts to the plane using the multi-cut tool. From the attribute editor, go back to the modeling toolkit. Down in tools, select multi-cut, hold Control and Shift to get some finer detail, and just make some cuts around your hair. From here, we can go back to the select tool, select faces, hold Shift to select multiple, and we can get rid of them. Now we have a plane of just our hair. From here, we can add some more multi-cuts. Select our move tool, go to vertex, and then we can make some changes to add volume and depth to our hair. From here, we go back to object mode, Control D to duplicate, and then we can rotate and move our card to create more dimension for our hair. If we want to change the color, we can just go back to the attribute editor, back to our Lambert, and change the color manually. That being done, we've now got our alpha cards with our hair. Thank you guys for watching. I hope this has been informative and now has given you enough information to go out and create your alpha cards for yourself. Thank you.